Ever since Lord of the Rings, the epic fantasy genre has always followed its model since. It's always the same thing. An evil empire is ruling the land, and it will take a band of rebels to fight back with a special weapon or magic or something that is banned, because it's the one thing that can destroy the empire. They travel to different lands, meet colorful characters, some live, some die, some fall in love, etc, etc. Good wins, evil dies, rinse and repeat. Most fantasy stories follow this basic outline. Some find little things to tweak, but others find a way to make an old template new again. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages, my name is David Popovich, aka The Bookworm, and welcome to Bookworm Reviews. Sit back and relax as we dive into Book 1 of Mistborn, The Final Empire by Brandon Sanderson. Stop me if you heard this before. In the Final Empire, no really, that's what it's called, there was a prophesized hero of ages who was destined to defeat the Deepness, a terror that would destroy the world. The hero accomplishes his goal by becoming a god, but something changed him. He took the title of Lord Ruler and unified the land into the Final Empire. Get it? A world where ash falls from the sky, a supernatural mist with horrible creatures come out at night, and the land a barren wasteland. Basically, he becomes Scar. 1,000 years have passed. The nobles work for the Lord Ruler as they use the underclass Ska to do their manual labor. We are introduced to Vin, a lowly thief trying to make ends meet in a thieving crew, always expecting anyone to betray her like her brother, but never leaving because she has nowhere else to go. It's just another betrayal, she thought sickly. Why does it still bother me so? Everyone betrays everyone else. That's the way life is. After another successful job, Vin's crew is interrupted by the arrival of a strange man, Kelsier, a world-famous thief who saved Vin's crew since their last job almost got them caught by the Final Empire secret police, the Steel Inquisitors. As repayment for saving their lives, he asks for one thing. I'm planning a job in this area. It would be useful to have the support of some locals. He held out a pile of what looked like 100 boxings. Will require use of your safe house for the evening. The only person from the crew he asks to stay is Vin. Vin wonders, of all people, why did he choose her? Kelsier reveals that he's been keeping an eye on her, cause Vin has powers. You see, the Final Empire has a form of magic called allomancy, people who can do magical things by burning metals in their bodies. Vin always knew she had the ability to help soothe people's emotions, but Kelsier reveals that Vin can do more. Is more. You, Vin, are what is generally called a Mistborn. Even amongst the nobility, they're incredibly rare. Amongst Ska, well, let's just say I've only met one other Ska Mistborn in my entire life. It's him. One by one, Kelsier's crew enters, a small band that unnerves Vin by how friendly they treat each other. Almost like there's some kind of magic of friendship. A front? Or were they simply one of those rare teams that actually didn't worry about each other's betrayal? When everyone arrives, Kelsier reveals his big plan. We're going to help Ydan overthrow the Final Empire. Everyone thinks Kelsier is crazy. He wants to take the Ska, the lowly, underclass Ska, to become an army to overthrow a 1,000-year-old empire. This isn't the first time they tried, but they have always failed. How is this time any different? Previous attempts to overthrow the Lord Ruler have failed because they lack proper organization and planning. We're thieves, gentlemen, and we're extraordinarily good ones. We can rob the unrobbable and fool the unfoolable. We know how to get what we want. These things make us perfect for this particular task. How then? Well, you remember what I mentioned about allomancy? Well, there's this super metal called Antium that basically puts an allomancer in god mode. The Lord Ruler controls the only supply of the metal with the noblemen. They plan to use a series of espionage tactics that will get them access to the Lord Ruler's supply, causing a domino effect in the city. So by robbing the Lord Ruler's Antium, along with several other things, they can topple the Final Empire. Yes, this is what makes Mistborn stand out. It takes a standard overthrow the Empire story by doing it Mission Impossible style. Seriously, I can't think of a single fantasy story that has taken this approach. Most of the book is of this crew planning, sneaking, infiltrating, and training to bring the Empire down. And if that summary sounded like a lot, that's cause this book is a beast, a hulking piece of epic fantasy. What I described is only the first 100 pages. So much happens. This book is huge, which is going to take up a lot of your time. Why do you think this episode is 2 weeks late? But it is an amazing read. This was the second book published by Brandon Sanderson, and it shows why he's become one of the biggest names in modern fantasy. The biggest highlight is how he writes his characters. Kelsier, Vin, the crew have some great character exchanges, from witty dialogue to philosophical debates to explaining how allomancy works as Vin learns more about her powers, which helps flesh out the world and the characters. It's no wonder this is what got him to finish Robert Jordan's epic Wheel of Time series. I need to check that series out sometime. Sanderson does a fantastic job here. He's able to make you think you know what is going to happen next, only to pull the rug under you several times. The only thing I knew was the big twist at the end, but only after reading 3/4 through the book. He shows you how this task is truly impossible, how the Lord Ruler may never be beaten, how the characters are walking to their doom. We barely see the Lord Ruler. He's only talked about as an immortal god that can never be beaten, and you yourself start to believe it. Men like you preach change, but I wonder, is this a battle we can really fight? But it's when you see the crew in action, recruiting men, Kelsier's speeches, winning tiny victories, you begin to hope that there is a chance. There has to be, right? Right? I wish I could talk more about the book. How the book uses passages from the Hero of Ages questioning if he truly is the hero. About Kelsier also planning to kill the Lord Ruler because of their history and his tragic past. About Vin infiltrating noble society as a noblewoman. Oh my god, there is so much here! And it is not over! The book reveals that there is still more secrets to the story after the main plot ends, and I can't wait! This book is amazing! I highly recommend it to any lover of fantasy wanting to find something new, and to people who want to see a young thief become an unlikely hero. It will take up a lot of your time, but it will be time well spent. What about you, Internet? What's your opinion about Mistborn? A special thanks to Elin Vulu for suggesting the book. Thank you for your support. If you have a suggestion you would like me to review, let me know in the comments below. Damn, that book was a beast. Okay, I need something a little lighter. Next week, Hunger Games for Boys. Till next time, have a nice day.